Hey guys, how y'all doing today? My name is Franchise Fanatic and welcome back to the channel. And today for you guys, this is another, movie discussion video. I don't really want to call this a review because I already did a review on this film, but you guys saw the title, you saw the thumbnail. Hopefully it was a thumbnail of my arms doing a cool first-person thing. If not, it's just stock footage. I tried. Anyway, I don't know what it's going to look like, but it's going to be something. Yeah, we're talking about the movie Hardcore Henry. Okay, this released in, I believe, 2014. And, obviously when it released, I wasn't allowed to see it because I wasn't 17 or whatnot. But this is a very odd movie because it kind of asks the question of, was this film a gimmick, right? Think of like Call of Duty, right? This is like Call of Duty the movie. And I heard they were going to actually make a Call of Duty movie, but I don't know if it's even happening now. I got no idea. But anyway, before we get further into this discussion, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. It takes a second. It's very much free last time I checked, so that's cool. And it helps you boy out. Again, I'm trying to get to 2,000 subs sometime before I die. That would be cool. Anyway, so this movie, Hardcore Henry, is not necessarily what you would call a amazing movie, right? I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's kind of like, again, like a Call of Duty campaign, right? You wake up and, you're all jacked up and you got these cybernetic parts in you. Your girlfriend's taken by some Russian guy or whatever, and you got to get her back. That's pretty much the gist of the film, right, from the trailer. Now, there's more to it than that. I'm not going to ruin the movie if you haven't seen it. Again, I got this at the exchange for like $8, you know what I mean? It's pretty cheap. You can find it on Amazon or eBay or Exchange if there's one by you, or whatever thrift store. They probably have it pretty cheap, right? It's not that expensive, but still, I know it's an older movie, probably more than a decade now, years old, but, I'm still not going to spoil it for you. But other stuff happens, alright, but that's kind of the main idea of the movie. And, yeah, I mean, what you get is essentially the world's first, big budget, normal, in a movie theater, first-person movie, right? Like, you've seen, Happy Time Murders, which is like, R-rated Muppets, and then you get this, right? These are like really experimental films, and this is a movie that a lot of people love, and a lot of people want to puke after they see it. Like some people throw up after watching Terrifier with like all the crazy gore. And some people get motion sickness, right? I don't. There was one time when I was playing Far Cry 5 and the FOV changed. It kind of effed me up, got a little dizzy. I don't know what that was. Maybe I was sick, who knows. But, some people do get straight up motion sickness. And this film, again, they kind of did it like guerrilla filmmaking, right? They literally strapped a freaking GoPro to a guy and just said, okay, run. You know what I mean? Like, you're on a bridge, run. You have these fake pistols and an AK and a knife and a whatever, you know what I mean? You're doing all these crazy front flips and side flips and Max Payne type shit, and they're like, just do it. And, he did it. Obviously, the guy's a stunt dude or whatever, but they basically just strapped a GoPro to him and just said, go. And he was going, and with that go motion, I guess, not go motion, but going of the motion, you have a first-person film, right? And, it kind of is a high FOV, right? It's kind of like, if you played, like, Dying Light 2, for example, that game, or, like, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, right? Like, some kind of first-person a parkour game, where you're kind of doing a lot of flips and stuff. If you jank the FOV all the way to the top, right, from like 0 or whatever its default to as high as you can go, 100, 110, whatever, your character will look like you strapped a GoPro to Aiden or Faith, right, in Mirror's Edge. And with that, you have a kind of camera angle where you see a lot of the character's arms, and you kind of get like a fisheye, more wider lens of the screen, and that does help with motion blur as well. But again, this is 100% a first-person film. There are gunfights and explosions and knife fights and fist fighting and car chasing, and there's like a dance number. It's like a big, hour and a half long extravaganza, and it's a pretty damn good watch, right? Like, it's not a masterpiece in filmmaking, right? Like I said, the story, it's not going to wow you, It's kind of like Mario rescuing Peach from Bowser, but it's R-rated and first person, right? That's pretty much it. But, you got all your typical R-rated stuff, your violence, your strip clubs, your F-words and all that, which, you can argue if some of that is needed, but it's in it. And, a lot of that, for my opinion at least, really worked, right? It's not my favorite film ever, but again, it felt like it was, I don't want to say I felt like I was doing the killing, because I'm not a sociopath, it's not like when I play Call of Duty and I get a triple headshot, I'm like, I killed someone, I'm not weird, you know what I mean? Like there was a guy that, like, got a kill streak in Modern Warfare, and he, like, called the police, it was like, yeah, I fucking killed someone, and they're like, oh my god, get the SWAT, you know what I mean? So they bust down the house, this is a real story, they bust down the house, and he's like, I was playing Call of Duty, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not like that, you know what I mean? But I never once felt like it was me doing the rampage, but because it's first person, it's a unique experience, right? There's a lot of unique elements in this, right? Between the action and the parkour and the whatever, it's a really, really unique film to watch, and I think it's really addicting. And just kind of a cool, you know, like I said, it's very, I don't know how else to say it's unique, but there's nothing else like Hardcore Henry. And I don't believe critics hated it. I think it got pretty alright reception. I don't know if it made a whole lot of money. It clearly isn't the most expensive film ever, but again, it probably took a hefty bit of change because it is so unique in its design. But I enjoyed it, you know what I mean? I wish I was there to see it when it released in 2014, but your boy was watching the Lego Movie for 55 times in the theater, so Hardcore Henry can wait. But again, as a video game-esque Call of Duty movie brought to life, I feel like this movie is a little bit underrated, right? Are we going to get more movies like this? Or is this, as I said in the beginning, more or less just a gimmick idea of a film, right? Like I said, you get the R-rated Muppets, you get, you know, there's other things like that, but you take Call of Duty, right? Call of Duty Advanced Warfare had the boots on the ground, but they also had the, you know, double tap A or X and you can boost jump, right? You go, like, not like that, but, you know, imagine I had a jetpack, I'm not going to jump. But, you know, with that, it's kind of like, okay, is this going to stick? Will this work? And then, of course, Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare, they kind of took that idea, and instead of the bunny hop, they kind of did the floaty thing. But, you know, a lot of people see that as a gimmick, right? Oh, what's the gimmick in this one? Oh, you can run like this with your hand in the air and go quicker? You know what I mean? It's like, I wish I had my Nerf gun. You know what I mean? I'd do it. But, you know, that's pretty much what Call of Duty is at that point. You know, with Black Ops 6, you got the gimmick of, oh, you can run and do this, and you can run left and right. Wow! Give me your button! Give me your money! You know what I mean? It's just, I don't know. I'm not buying Black Ops 6. I don't think anyone should with the online-only BS. But yeah, that does feel a bit like a gimmick. You know what I mean? Like, at first it was the boost jump, then it was the crazy run, and now it's the crazy run with, oh my god, you can run left and right. How freaking crazy. Give me your $70. You know what I mean? A little bit weird. So, in that regard, this kind of does feel like a gimmick film in a way, right? We've never gotten another first-person film besides Hardcore Henry. Maybe because it didn't do well. Maybe because people were puking. Maybe because it was just too much, you know what I mean? It is a bit strange, right? It takes a minute to get used to a first-person movie where every movie that ever existed ever is, you know, third-person, right? It's a guy with a camera like this, like the camera is shooting me, right? Imagine if I went first person for a second. I wish I could. I don't have the editing time to do that, but if I did, it would look a little bit weird, you know what I mean? So, I genuinely enjoyed this movie, and I kind of wish we were getting more first-person films. Maybe not a sequel, you know, maybe just like it's you know, own thing, like a reboot or something like that, but I think it has potential if done right. And in my opinion, Hardcore Henry was done right. I just wish that more people saw it. And, you know, I really don't truly know the reason why we're not getting more of these. Like I said, I think it just really boils down to the fact that people will get motion sickness. And it's just kind of a niche, weird thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that has broken into the mainstream of cinema. And I think it should have, you know what I mean? I think it would have been kind of cool. You look at, like, movies like, again, Happy Time Murders with R-rated puppets and, you know, Muppets and all that. You look at Brightburn, which was like a horror R-rated superhero movie. It was basically Superman, but he's like a little kid. And it's like, oh, what if Superman was like a 12-year-old boy, and he's just a effing killer? You know what I mean? It's like that. It's like, we've never gotten Brightburn 2. We've never gotten like something in that universe of Brightburn regarding, you know, R-rated superhero horror films. So there's a lot of niche, you know, genres out there, but I think Hardcore Henry with its first-person design is actually pretty tight. If they do make a Call of Duty film, whenever they do that, if they ever do it, it'll probably be god-awful with a really shitty cast, horrible CGI. Jamie, you got to get Jack Black in there, right? It's a game movie. Jack Black will be someone. Jamie Lee Curtis will be there if she's still alive, which it seems like she will be. You know, so if they do end up making COD the movie or Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, whatever the fudge, maybe it'll be first person. I doubt it because, again, look at this. There's a reason why we're not getting more of these. I don't really know why, but I'm sure there's a reason. So yeah, I think a Call of Duty film could work. Maybe they'll do like, you know, how like the Doom movie did it with The Rock, Dwayne Johnson and Carl Urban. I haven't seen that movie, but I do know there's like a first-person battle scene, which is, I guess, like the best part of the film on it. It looks like shit, but you know, it's 2005 or 4 or whatever. It looks like Dookie, but they did it. You know what I mean? They went out and did it in CGI. So this is like mostly, obviously, you know, they're not murdering people in the movie. I think the director killed like 65,000 people, but the you know, the director or the whatever, the guy running around with the GoPro, obviously he's not killing people. I don't think. But maybe he did. I don't know. But in essence, you know, they're hopefully not just murdering everyone to get their movie. So, you know, will a Call of Duty movie do that? Who knows? Will they go first person? Will they go third person? I have no idea. But I think if you want to make a COD film, or at least have some kind of fun little, you know, tribute to the games in your movie, or whatever they're going to do, maybe look at Hardcore Henry. I know some people don't like it because of the motion sickness aspect. And again, it's not going to win any Oscars due to its, you know, performances or whatever. But it's a fun, badass action movie, and it's first person, and it feels like I'm watching an hour and a half long Call of Duty cutscene if the cutscenes were actually in first person and not all in third like the games are. You know what I mean? It has a lot of potential, and I'm kind of mad that STX, the Hageman brothers, it's not them, the H brothers, and Universal, you know what I mean? Universal, of all people. It's kind of weird, you know? Despicable Me 50 is out. Make effing Hardcore Henry 2. What are you guys doing? But anyway, I'm going to end it there. Not super anything else I can really say about it, but I enjoyed Hardcore Henry. I'm kind of bummed we haven't gotten more in this, you know, style and genre of filmmaking. But tell me down below in the comments, what do you think about Hardcore Henry? Have you seen it? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? And would you be open to seeing more, you know, first-person action films, whether that be a Hardcore Henry 2 or just, you know, Call of Duty the movie or something like that? Because again, I think this was done pretty well. I didn't feel sick. I know I can't speak for everyone, but I think it would be kind of interesting to see if we can get more first-person films like this, or even, you know, short movies or whatever, you know, maybe a TV show, something a little bit low budget, but I think it's cool, you know what I mean, and I'm kind of bummed we're not getting more of these, but I want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. It really does help me out, and I can't wait to couple more, you know, films that are kind of weird like this. Maybe I'll do Happy Time Murders next, I don't know. Don't worry, the Eternals review is coming up very soon, but I thought I would make this quick little video to just kind of talk about a kind of lost media piece, so to speak, with Hardcore Henry, and yeah, I enjoyed it. Maybe we should get more, but who knows if we'll ever do it. Thank you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. I'm going to go jump off a roof now with my guns. I'm going to blast some music. It's going to be great. I'm not doing that, by the way. I have homework.